Hey guys, Dr. Decks here. Today we are framing away on our current deck project. So if you like what you see today, don't forget to click that subscribe button and hit the bell icon to be notified when we put out new content. So the last time you were here, I think we were working on the house, the side of the house, cleaning it up, cutting back all the existing exposed joists, waterproofing the side and all that. So since then, we've punched through the concrete, we've dug holes, we've poured concrete, we have all of our posts set up to elevation, our ledger boards are on the house, all our beams are placed, and now we're running joists on the decks. So we just finished putting up the last couple joists on the lower deck, which you can see right here, and we're finishing up with some joist hangers and that kind of thing, and then we're going to start framing this big boy over here. This is a little bit larger section. It projects out from the house further, and it has a little bit bigger cantilever, but not too much, depending on where it's at. So follow along and see how we do today, but that's a little bit of an update on where we're at. I just, before we lock down any joists to beams, we make sure the posts are plumb. Once you start screwing down joists, you can no longer move the beam back and forth. So we always try to make sure all of our posts are plumb and in the right position, make any minor adjustments we need to make before we lock anything down. Because once this is locked down, nothing's gonna move now. That's what I'm doing, is taking a minute and making sure that the joist that is over the top of the posts is properly set. And what I did was I actually put a small block on the outside of this joist and then used one of my clamps as a spreader, and I was able to push the beam that way because I physically could not push it by myself to push it into where I needed it to be level. So I just used a clamp and was able to push it in, and now I'm locked it down. So now it's not moving and it's exactly where I want it, and now I can continue framing the rest of the beam. I have to do the same check down on the far end, but if you don't take the time and do it while you're in construction, we've gone off and I've had guys blam off the entire joist set and the posts were a quarter bubble out. And I'm like, okay, pull all the nails, guys. Pull all the nails and let's do it right. And it teaches them, sometimes you have to be taught, what the consequences are when you get ahead of yourself. Now, I've personally done it myself as well. I've gotten ahead of the curve and had to go back, pull all the nails out. And I've actually had nail holes showing in my joist because I had to pull the beam that far out. Now, the counteract on that is, well, could you put some bracing in to hold it all to a certain level? Yes, you can. But we're over concrete on this particular section of the deck, and it really wouldn't have worked anyway. So I'm just doing my due diligence to make sure that the posts are plumb. All right, so now we have all the joists are connected to the house. They all have joist hangers, and they've all been screwed and secured. So it's now safe to walk on those joists, except for the fact that we don't have them locked down on this side of the beam. Now, we graded all of our framing originally where these joists are going to set out over the beam. We took a level and we chose the thickest board all the way to the thinnest board and laid them out. But there's still some discrepancies in some of these joists. So now we're going to go back and double check over the top of the beam. Now that I've got the beam locked in place so it's not moving back and forth, that it cannot move, now we're going to take the rest of the joists, get them all on the equal plane, level them all out, shim them if we have to, and then we'll attach those to the top of the beam. So that's our next step, and then from there we can think about, are we going to start blocking, bridging, or if we're going to start framing the next deck. Hold on right there for a second. right, so right now what we're doing is some perimeter rail blocking and some surface border blocking. And what we've decided to do is on our perimeter runs on the outside of our deck, we're going to add solid blocking all the way through, because we know that we have different Regal Ideas crystal rail pods that have to go in various locations. So instead of guessing where those are going to go, we're just blocking the entire run with a solid 4x6, and then we don't have to guess. Everything will just coincide with what we need when it's time to install it. So we have to run it for the entire run over here, even though we have a landing, because of our bladder system. We can't leave an opening where it might sag and let water collect. So we have to block the whole thing out all the way up to the house, even though we're only going to use 12 feet of it, or maybe, 8 feet of the 12 feet. We're blocking that extra 4 feet just to keep it solid. Alright guys, it's raining again, so don't forget to click the subscribe button if you feel sorry for us because we have to work in the rain. Or if you just say, hey man, that's your path, it's your point, I don't care. Click subscribe anyways. Okay? Thanks for watching guys, I really appreciate it. If you would be so kind as to click the subscribe button, that would be great. If you want to be notified when we're putting out fresh content, hit that bell icon as well. You can also like our videos and leave a comment below, and I'll get back to you in a couple weeks. All right, guys, thanks for watching. Have a great day.